Hi, and welcome back if you watched the first video. My name is Tim Spees, and I'll be guiding you through the most important and perhaps the most difficult journey you could ever make. Knowing yourself and finding your life's purpose. In fact, finding life. In the first video, we learned there are tens of thousands of people killing themselves each year in the US, and tens of millions more who are using drugs or alcohol to numb the emptiness and internal pain they experience in life. We also learned that the experts, so-called, didn't offer a general explanation as to why people are doing these things. Perhaps you, dear viewer, are one of those people who are heading that way. Or perhaps you know someone who is that you'd like to help, but you don't know how. We learned a bit about this journey, and that this journey, one of truly questioning and trying to find the purpose of our existence, is both very important and very difficult, and that not many will have the courage to take it. It is much easier to stay focused on or distracted by mundane daily existence and to simply seek after more of what the vast majority of people live for: material security, comfort, and pleasure. We examine the first of the three main hurdles that get in people's way who might sincerely consider taking this journey. We learn that fear is a major factor in people's lives, and that it is an aspect to human existence that prevents people from learning, growing, exploring, and especially taking this journey. Sadly, most will stumble through their lives not knowing why they exist or what the purpose of their life is or should be, or jumping from one empty thing to another. They will die in fear and unknowing or denial. But it does not have to be that way for you, dear viewer. So here at the beginning of the journey, we are identifying obstacles that will prevent you from undertaking or successfully completing the journey. We have already identified and discussed fear. So let's take a look at two other primary obstacles to making and completing this journey. The primary obstacle to our seeing ourselves as we are, or having a proper understanding of ourselves, people, or situations in our lives or the world we live in, is called pride. Please allow me to repeat that. The primary obstacle to our seeing ourselves as we are, truly are, or having a proper understanding of ourselves, people, or situations in our lives or the world in which we live in, is called pride or self-pride. It is okay to be proud of others' accomplishments, or to be pleased with an accomplishment we might make. But as soon as we start getting proud about ourselves, we start to build up blind spots. That is, we cannot see certain things about ourselves. Our pride filters out facts that paint a picture of us that is less than our proud self-view will allow. The more self-pride we have, the blinder we will be to our own faults, weaknesses, ignorance, or wrong beliefs. When we are blind to something bad about ourselves or wrong about what we believe, we have virtually no chance of fixing it. Let me say that again. When we are blind to something bad about ourselves or wrong about what we believe, we have virtually no chance of fixing it. Pride prevents us from changing and becoming a better person, a better human being, because pride will not allow us to see our faults or that we are wrong. Pride is a powerful form of blindness, much more powerful than physical blindness would ever be. Let us take a closer look at self-pride and an associated dynamic that you will have to overcome in order to take this journey. The root of self-pride is believing that we are better than others, that we deserve better or more than others, that we are a better person than the other guy or gal who is obviously not as good as I am in either some skill or attribute or characteristic. Again, the pride simply says, I am better than you in some way or another. In addition to blinding us to ourselves, self-pride also prevents us from seeing other people in a way that is critical for us to successfully complete the journey. We will expand upon that in a later video. Here is a simple truth about proud people. They are easily offended by others. Let me repeat that. Here is a simple truth about proud people. They are easily offended by others. If someone is intentionally rude or mean to us, it is normal to be offended or hurt by that. But even then, if we think their words or behavior about which we are offended was wrong, should we retaliate in the same way? If we retaliate, are we not doing what we just said was wrong? Something to think about. Okay, but what about improper offense? That is, being offended when someone isn't being intentionally rude or mean. This is a sure indication of self-pride. For many who are blinded by self-pride, they define rudeness or meanness as the other person not bowing before their greatness and paying appropriate obeisance to them. In other words, if the person with much pride is not recognized or exalted to the extent desired, they are offended. Being offended by someone, meaning someone says or does something we think casts us in a light less than what we think of ourselves, or who contradicts a belief we hold, demonstrates our pride or insecurity. If it is pride causing my offense, then the thinking is some form of something like this. How could that person say that to me or treat me that way? Doesn't she know who I am, or how good I am, or how much I know? Who are they to say or do such a thing to me? Don't they know I have a degree in such and such, or that I hold this important position, or that I know so-and-so important person? Or, I can't believe they believe that. Everybody knows that belief is the wrong view of things and that I hold the majority view, which makes me correct. So all of these self-statements reflect self-pride, which makes us blind. If it is insecurity causing the offense, then the thinking is some form of, I don't know myself, I doubt myself in that area. I suspect I am probably wrong or weak, or I don't have the answer. And I don't want anyone to know about my wrongness, weakness, or ignorance. As you can see, pride and fear are the root causes of even insecurity, because we are afraid that others will think less of us than we think of ourselves. Self-pride. The pride-fear offense dynamic is very strong in most people and causes much misunderstanding and conflict, probably billions of occurrences each day on the earth. But being defensive and being willing to enter into conflict or dismiss another person due to self-pride is simply a sign of true weakness or bad character. For if we are secure in who we are or what we believe, then we truly won't be deeply affected or offended by other people's opinions of us or of their differing viewpoints. Can you, dear viewers, see that that is true? Please let me repeat that. Being offended or being defensive and being willing to enter into conflict or dismiss another person due to self-pride is simply a sign of true weakness or bad character. For if we are secure in who we are or what we believe, then we truly won't be deeply affected or offended by other people's opinions of us or of their differing viewpoints. Perhaps people who are insecure in who they are or what they believe, who are not heavily influenced by fear or pride, will be willing to listen to others, willing to provide sincere consideration to others, and willing to provide the benefit of the doubt to others. People like this have a better character than those who are proud and thus easily offended. They are truly better human beings. Wouldn't you like to be secure in who you are, dear viewer? Wouldn't it be wonderful to be free of the pride and fear that has so many negative effects on both yourself and relationships with others in your life? If you really think about how much pride and fear distort your understanding of things and cause unnecessary inner turmoil and outward conflict with others, you would be extremely glad to be free of them. So how about it? Can you look at yourself without the rose-colored glasses in order to examine who you truly are and what kind of a person you really are? Are you willing to question the reality you paint for yourself? Are you willing to let go of false things you believe, which false things keep you in your comfort or blind zone? Are you willing, when truth points it out, that you act in selfish ways, in ways harmful or detrimental to others, in ways that are motivated by fear or pride? Are you willing to change, to become a better person? This is what makes this journey both so difficult and so potentially rewarding. Please note, I just mentioned a moment ago the third obstacle to taking this journey. It is selfishness. Selfishness is the protective shield we place around ourselves in order to try to ensure that we have what we consider the best life possible, that we preserve and better our lives at all costs. Selfishness works together with pride and fear to create an impenetrable cocoon that most people never escape. Please let me repeat that. Selfishness works together with pride and fear to create an impenetrable cocoon that most people never escape. Here's how the pride, fear, selfishness cocoon works. I will speak from a person's perspective that is comfortably wrapped in the cocoon. I'm a good person, better than most, more deserving of good things than most. I don't want to hear about any way that I am wrong because that would hurt my self-pride, which I must avoid at all costs. I don't want to have my view of myself interfered with, so all things that will interfere with my self-view, I'm afraid of and I avoid. I don't want to see how I really am. In addition, since I am a good person, better than most, more deserving of good things than most, I should get more stuff than the other guy. Thus, when any situation happens where I can take more, I will do so, because I deserve it, and it is only right that the better person wins. It is time for you, dear viewer, to evaluate your thoughts, your own thoughts in life, in light of these simple truths. Are you a proud person? Are you easily offended? Are you regularly making fun or mocking other people? Are you afraid to consider different perspectives about things that can impact how you live your life? Are you a selfish person, meaning that your thoughts will very rarely go towards other people and their needs and how you can help them? You must be honest and real with yourself with answering these questions, or you will not be able to make this journey. Even if you are so down on yourself that you are thinking of harming yourself, you are doing so out of selfishness. That is, you don't care what impact your actions will have on others who do care about you. If you are wrapped up in the cocoon of pride, fear, and selfishness, you will not be able to take this journey, and your life will be one of emptiness, loneliness, and pain. A bumpy roller coaster heading mostly down. Trying to take this journey being wrapped in the pride, fear, selfishness cocoon would be like a blind person needing to follow the different colored stones on the path to know where to go. If, however, you can see how pride or fear or selfishness cause you to be a bad person, a person of poor character, a person that adds to the problems of the world rather than solving the problems, a person that takes rather than gives, a person causing conflict instead of bringing peace. If you see your need to come out of the pride, fear, selfishness cocoon, then you're in the right place. For this is the journey that has the potential to free you from a life bound by pride or fear or selfishness. Okay, let's summarize. The journey that I would like to guide you on is an internal journey that can provide you with the most valuable thing you will ever possess in your life, your life's purpose, the reason for your existence, how to become a better human being, how to escape the pain or loneliness you regularly experience. The three primary barriers that will prevent a person from taking this journey are pride or fear or selfishness. Even if you can't clearly or fully see the effect of those three enslavers on your life, if you can agree that you'd like to be free of them and thus get on with finding the purpose to your life and then living it out, then you can take this journey. The next step in the journey is to use truth and reason as the primary means to guide you along the way. We will look at that more closely in the next video. Until next time, be real. Get past the shallowness and pretentiousness of normal American life and look deeper to find what you really need.